Hey everyone, welcome back. So I've been laughing because look what happens when I'm trying to keep my head directly in front of these lights over here because they're crazy. They're really on the almost the lowest setting, yet they still look kind of weird. So if that's a distraction, I apologize. I'm going to try to scoot up a little so you can't. So you're not blinded by that. So what am I doing here today? I've been thinking about for a while coming on here to talk about blogging. And I did a podcast like a bunch of years ago and I shared it on YouTube talking about blogging and what it's like, and that was more what to expect if you're a blogger. And today I've been thinking more about, I've finished almost my 11th year of blogging. So I'm entering my 12th year. That's a long time to blog. And I talked about this on my blog, but maybe in that podcast, I don't remember, that most blogs don't last a year. Because people, everybody has good intentions and you kind of lose your pep, or you lose the interest in blogging. And I have never lost the interest in blogging. So my blog is alive and well, but it's changed. Things have changed on my blog and I can't really put my finger on why. But when I first started my blog, I was not working. And it was busy at home, but I still had it was at that stage where it was busy, but I could still do my own thing. So I had a lot more free time, and I love to read and I love to talk about the books that I've read. So it was the perfect, it was perfect to be able to do that. So what's happened over time is, so 8 years ago, I got a job. So, and it's only part-time. If you don't know, I'm a reference librarian at one of our local libraries. And so it's 3 days a week. And, but I'm busier. So I'm busier personally than I used to be. I'm still reading probably more than I used to. And my blog's doing well. And this is like the weird thing that's happened is my blog is doing, I'm like one of those stat people. I love to look at the stats. I love to see what posts do well and what are clunkers. And I'm just intrigued by that. I just find it really, I don't know, that's kind of what drives me in many ways. But any blogger who's been on, and I'm on WordPress, but any blogger who's been on WordPress for a while will tell you that the best thing about blogging is the people you meet. I never thought that was going to be true, and I've talked about this on my podcast, but I never thought that was going to be true, but it is. So I have this really great community of bloggers who, we all go around and visit each other's blogs, which is awesome. So what's happened is that I don't know whether it's because I'm getting older and I'm losing energy. It really isn't that, because I'm still like a peppy person. I used to wake up and just be like, I got to get on my blog and see what's going on. I'm not really doing that as much now because I have other stuff that I need to do, things around the house. I have to get ready for work, or I have my job that, first of all, I do social media for my job. That's one part of my job, and email marketing and that kind of thing. So that it takes up a lot of, I don't know what to call it, digital energy. So you're constantly promoting things, and I love it. But then I get home and I'm like, oh, I should go on my blog. I should, push that out on my social media. And I'm tired, which is, I guess that's just normal. So the other weird thing, and I don't know what this is called because it applies to a lot of things in life. But when something's a challenge and you're building, and you're trying to, in the example of a blog, you're trying to get more followers, you're trying to get more views, you're going to try to get more shares, just like all of that, more comments, all of that. It's a goal. I'm kind of like that's something that really drives me. So, which really kind of clashes with the whole idea of being a blogger and communicating with everybody in the blog world. They really aren't the same. So people who, value the relationships on blogs, which I do, I really do. I mean, I consider a lot of these people really good friends. But when you're like stat driven too, they kind of like clash, like I just said. I mean, I'm repeating myself, but like the one side, like the community would be like, well, that's not important. It's the quality of the friendships that you make. Absolutely is. But there's still a piece of me that is really connected to the stats. However, when you start building a blog and you're just it's climbing, all right? It's climbing. It's exciting. I like checking. Oh, how did this post do? And compared to other posts, I really like that. And then suddenly, so this is what happened to me. I'm rambling, but it's all going to come together. So bear with me. My blog, year one, not a lot of interaction, and then climb until it plateaued. For about 4 years, I got the same number of views or visits. I think they're called visits, for about 4 years in a row, with some variation. And so it was disappointing because I was really busy and I was thinking, well, I can do no more, And then something happened. Well, first of all, I don't know whether the algorithm has changed in what's shared on WordPress. Like, people will talk about the algorithm a lot on YouTube. Can't figure that one out. But on WordPress, I don't think I don't really know. I haven't looked into it, but something happened about 2 years ago, and I decided I've got to make something happen. So I was like, set a goal for the number of visits to my blog. But I was working hard. I was like posting every single day, and what happens is if you really get into blogging and you start doing that, one idea feeds off another. And fortunately, because I work in a library, I'm surrounded by books. I get ideas through that as well. And sometimes the things that I do at work actually can transfer over a little bit. I have to kind of tweak it, but you start getting like that. And I was like, wow, things are really going great. I've increased the number of visits, etc. It was so much work. And I was thinking, I'm supposed, this is a book blog, so I need to be reading, right? And I have a job and I have other responsibilities, family, etc. So it was not sustainable. I was like, all right, you know what? It is what it is. I'm not going to stress about it, because have you noticed my arms must be short? This is like an ongoing discussion. Are my arms short, or are just sleeves just way too long? This is not a men's sweatshirt. It's the proper size, but the sleeves are ridiculously long. So anyway, as an aside, but so the point was, I couldn't sustain it, and I thought, I'm just gonna blog for blogging. So so I did that, and then things got really busy, and last year, and I wasn't on the blog nearly as much, but I was still looking to see, how many visits I got, and suddenly I was getting a lot without doing anything. I was just like a lot, and I thought, what is happening? I'm not doing a thing, and people are visiting my blog. Now, you could say that's because I have 10 years of book reviews on my blog. And that is true, because that's the beauty of, like, if you're writing a blog, and this is more just the facts, but if you manage a blog that is just current events or, just hot topics of the day, people aren't going to really go back and look at those because they're immediately dated. But book reviews and, just thoughts on books and book talk, it really, it kind of has a much longer shelf life, which is great. So that's part of it, but like something has changed, and I think it must be WordPress, because I haven't been putting as much work into my blog, but it's just kind of started moving on its own steam, which is great. But in a lot of ways, it has made me kind of lose interest in blogging, because I'm like, well, I don't have to do anything, and I'm getting people to come to my blog. So that's a weird feeling, because you've got your relationships on your blog, and you really want to maintain those, and I do. And then like a week will go by, and I've like barely been on the blog to read other posts. And I'm like, oh, I feel awful. I haven't seen people, and I'm so behind. And then like this weekend, I have to work this weekend. So, I'm off today, which is awesome. And then I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go on the weekend, etc. So it's just like a weird feeling. It's like just a whole mishmash of things that come together when you're blogging. But I'm not going to give up my blog. I still want to blog a lot. I have a lot of ideas. So that's great. It's just, I don't know whether I'm in a stalled state, because I am going to go on. And I'm doing more on YouTube, and but I've kind of I deleted my Facebook page from my blog because I don't like Facebook at all. I don't go on it. Go on it. I took it. It's not even on my phone. I just don't go on it. And I don't like the way it's structured, and it's just so cumbersome. So I don't, I was like, why do I even have a Facebook page for my blog? Because I never use it. And they changed how the feed. So like I couldn't even see other people who I liked, whatever the word is now. Sometimes you can follow people on Facebook. I haven't figured all of that out. I don't even care. That's the thing. So really just on Twitter or X and Instagram and YouTube, which is plenty. It's really plenty. And so anyway, I know I'm rambling, but it was just some things that I wanted to talk about. And it seemed more fitting to put it in a video than it did to actually write a blog post about it, because I didn't really want to think about it too much. I just kind of wanted to ramble and talk about just general feelings about blogging, because blogging is a great way to meet people virtually, and I have made some really awesome friendships. The trick is to sustain it. And as you get older, everybody's getting older, and, your priorities shift a little, or your responsibilities change, and you have less time to do things than you used to, or you have more time, but you have more hobbies. There's just so many different combinations. So that's just the update. I just wanted to give you a little update about that. And, but coming soon, I have several author chats coming up, and I hope you'll keep an eye out for those, because those are so much fun, and I'm really loving talking to these authors. So that will be on my blog, but also here. So take a look at that, or just check my channel. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to subscribe, that would be great too, because I'm trying to climb. And maybe that's why I'm on YouTube more, is that I'm trying to build that and climb more. And now that I've learned how to do things a little better, and still a little clunky about stuff, but that's what that is. So anyway, I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.